ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for joining me today. I have two of my favorite real estate ladies here. Obviously, my host, Delaney Bravo, who's always here with me on Friday morning, bringing you guys all the information about buying, selling, and investing in real estate. She has access to all of the funds that you might need to be able to do that. So you definitely want to hear what she has to say. And then I also have a special guest, my friend Sarah Banco, who is with Adams Homes. She's actually a side agent with them and is going to be telling us about her community and her new construction options there. So we're excited to have you, Sarah.
Thank you.
Yeah, of course. So let's dive right into it. So when it comes time to selling and buying a home at the same time, I've helped a lot of families transition through this, but it's not an easy transition. It could sometimes feel like a balancing act. I'm sure you've seen some of that too, right, guys?
Yes.
Yeah, and traditionally, what I've seen most people are accustomed to, or like the main way that most people think of doing this, is to use something called a contingency, which is basically a condition to any sales agreement. But in this scenario, the contingency for a home to sell first could be applied towards the buying of a new home. So let me just explain. So let's say you found the home that you want to live in, okay, but you have a home to sell first, okay? So in that scenario, what we would do is just simply engage with the listing agent, whether that is a new construction community or maybe a private seller, and see if there's an opportunity for us to be able to make an agreement with the condition of your home being sold first, which a lot of times tends to be a condition for financing. Isn't that right, Delaney?
Yes. So I'm going to share a couple different ways on the financing side that you could buy and sell at the same time. But yes, that we see that very often on the contract for the buyer. It'll show, hey, you're buying this house. However, it is contingent on you selling that other house.
Right. So the thing with that is we want to make sure that is going to be a contingency that has a very good chance of coming through. So it would have to be a home that's actually listed in the multiple listing service, priced effectively for this market. And I've seen this actually work real well with the right protocol, with the right things in place. That's kind of like the first thing that comes to mind. As a second option, Delaney and I worked with a client, without revealing any personal information or anything like that, just recently, where you actually, well, not too recent, but fairly recent, where he actually has a home in California where he was able to draw the equity from, and that equity was what served to make the payment on the investment property that he bought with me here in Jacksonville. And the way we presented that was as a cash purchase, because these were pre-authorized funds. These were funds that he click a button and be able to get just as good as cash. So that worked really well as an equity line of credit. Would you say that's still something that some people can use, Delaney?
Absolutely. And one thing just to make sure everyone knows is you can't just borrow, like, let's say you wanted to go get a personal loan and you're like, well, my house isn't selling yet and I need that money from my house I'm going to sell to have my down payment for my new house. You can pull an equity line of credit or pull out the equity, because that equity is secured against a property. You can't go get a personal loan. It has to be secured against a property. So if you pull out $50,000 in that equity on a home that you're selling that's not sold yet, or even if you just are keeping that home and you're buying a second home or an investment property, you can pull that money out and use it towards the new home, as long as you qualify with whatever that payment is. So if you pull out $50,000, your payment is $250 a month. As long as we add in that $250 per month, you can use that money for a new home purchase. And then once you sell the other home, you would just obviously pay off your first mortgage and pay off that home equity line of credit and shut that out. So that's a way to get the funds as well.
That's amazing. So it's great to have more than one way of doing these types of things, because that one way might not be perfect for every situation, and every buyer has different circumstances. So it's really important to sit down with a loan officer and really just look at everything that is available. It's always my very first step with any buyer, or even a seller that's going through the buyer process. Because a lot of times I find that when I sit down and talk about getting their home sold, a lot of times if they already bought a home, they're buying another one after the sale of this. So many of my sellers do turn into buyers, and it's important to have more than one solution to help them, get to their goals. And then the third option was actually a loan program that you wanted to share with us, Delaney, which I'm going to go ahead and put up on the screen. This one right here.
Yes. And so we have the house to sell contingency. So if that's on an offer, we would just need to obviously make sure that that other home is sold prior to closing on the new home. So that's kind of the option Angela was talking about. We would just need to show the contract that your house is under contract, and we would have to show that it is sold prior to closing on your new home. That can be done same day. So a lot of times many buyers sell their house in the morning and they close on their new house in the afternoon. Before we can close in that afternoon, even if it's same day, we would need the copy of the closing document showing that it has sold, and then, transfer whatever money is needed for the new home. So that's one thing I wanted to mention. The HELOC, the home equity line of credit, is an excellent option, especially when you know you're going to sell your house. Then it's just getting those funds in advance. This option right here is a bridge loan. So it is different than pulling out equity from your home. Some people don't like the idea of pulling equity from a mortgage and from a home that is on the market. Some people are like, I don't want to touch that. I don't want to touch anything. I want to keep that mortgage, keep that house exactly how it is. And, but they still need the funds, right? So if you don't want to pull from your existing home equity, but you still need the money, a bridge loan is a short-term loan that will give you the same effect as doing a home equity line, but you're not actually doing it against the equity of the property. So basically what we would do is look at how much equity you have in the home. A bridge loan would be done based off of a calculation to show the maximum that you could qualify for a new loan. And we can do loan amounts up to $500,000.
Delaney, is the qualification based on their income or based on the equity that they have on their home?
Good question. It's based off both. So even though the bridge loan is not directly tying as a second mortgage secured against your home, they still take a look at the sales price, the market, and make sure that they're going to get their money back in the 6 or 12 months. So they kind of look at it all, whether or not, because this is considered what is called a balloon payment. So you get a 6-month term or a 12-month term to pay that money back. So you can either do that at 6 months or 12 months. And then if you don't pay the money back from selling your house and pay back this bridge loan, then there is a balloon payment, meaning that at the end of those terms, the payment would increase. So you want to use this to be able to get the money out of your previous home, and homes should be selling easily within the 6-month time period. And then you can pay that back, and they go down to 680 on the credit score. So this is a very versatile option.
Nice. Okay. This sounds like a really good way to go. But you really want to make sure that you pay that off very quickly, right? Before it balloons.
Yes. And they call it a bridge loan because obviously it's bridging you from your old house and your new house. So you just want to be cognizant of when that is going, when your house is going to sell, things like that, so that okay, I will have the funds to pay that back. So we have the contingency offer where if we can line it up, then we can go that way. We could do a home equity line of credit. You borrow against your equity directly, or you do a bridge loan where they look at the overall picture, give you the funds, and then you can pay it back either 6 or 12 months.
Nice. Now, in terms of time frame, we looked at this last week when we were doing our video, and the average days on the market here in Duval County right now for a single family home are roughly about 55 days. So this seems to be very suitable for this type of market. It seems like a really great option to just bridge that gap to be able to get you from where you're at to where you want to be. So it's important to line up with a team of experts that can help you through that process, through the financing, through the contracts, through the sale, through the title work, all of that. And we do have the resources for that.
Well, and the last thing I wanted to mention is don't completely take out of the running qualifying with two homes. So a lot of people automatically don't think they would qualify with their current home and with their new home. What I've seen and even recommended a lot of clients do is, let's say they have both homes, but they don't want to try to line them up so that they can, go back to back. What I have seen happen many times is they do qualify with both mortgages. They have enough income to qualify with both, but that doesn't necessarily help the fact that they need the money from one house, right? So one thing that I've had a lot of people do is you can borrow against and pull from a 401k, stocks, bonds. And sometimes people will pull from a 401k to get that down payment, qualify with both houses. And then once they sell their house, they pay back their 401k, because there usually is a certain amount of time that you can pull from a 401k and there's no penalties if you pay it back. So that is another kind of creative option as well.
That's another option. So that right there, within the 10 minutes that we've been chatting, we've had 4 options of ways to doing this. And then again, not every option is going to fit everyone perfectly. So that's why it's so important to connect with us and just let us know how we can help you. I'm going to go ahead and have the banner showing how to reach Delaney for any kind of these mortgage questions. It really is the very first step that you should do anytime you want to purchase, you want to transition. You really want to make sure that those finances are settled and squared away before you go ahead and start placing offers and all of that. So we do have all the resources you can get with Delaney to get pre-qualified, and then I'll be happy to take on the process of getting your home sold and getting you into the next one that you want to buy.
Well, and I just have, Sarah, out of curiosity, are you seeing a lot of clients coming in with houses that they are like, they're saying, oh, well, we want to buy with Adams Homes, we want to do that, but we have a house to sell. Are you seeing a lot of buyers coming through with that?
Yes.
And do you have an option for them, Sarah, or would the builder be able to offer anything in that scenario?
That's a great question. I would be able to connect them with one of our preferred lenders, and they would be able to discuss that directly with them.
I see. Well, one of the things that we also brought for you to share with us was some info on your community. Let me just go ahead. Can you guys see that? Okay, yes. Cool. All right, so now I'm going to go ahead and have this playing. There's some stuff here in the background. Okay, cool. So Sarah, tell us about this community. First of all, let's start off with a top level overview and then drill down. Where is it located? Price points, the types of homes that you build, all of that.
Absolutely, yes. I am in Summer Glen. We are a little gym in the north side of Jacksonville. The address is 8094 Belsay Circle, Jacksonville, Florida 32219. We offer 3 and 4 bedroom homes, starting at 1,505 square feet up to 2,030 square feet. Price range starting at $327,650, goes up from there depending on floor plan, the lot, upgrades, things like that.
You said you're starting at $327,000?
Yes.
Wow, that's a really great price point for new construction.
Absolutely.
And I would imagine, Sarah, that's the base price point. Just like any builder, you probably offer some upgrades and some lot premiums and flex options that they could modify their home with. Is that right?
Yes. And that $327,651 is one that's already available, ready to be moved in within 30 days. There's no extra added fees on top of that one.
Oh, wow. Okay. And so what kind of square footage, number of bedrooms and bath would that price get someone?
That one's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,505 square feet.
Wow. Okay. And what do you see is the main thing that most buyers come to your community for? Is it because the pricing is so great? Is it because the schools are great? Or what do you see that most people are enjoying there?
Absolutely. Definitely our price range and our location. We're so convenient to 295. We're 15 minutes to River City. We are also 15 minutes to the airport, Baptist Hospital. So we have a great location here as well.
Wow. And is this a brand new community that just got built, or
Yep, we have 209 lots. We have 22 current residents and 22 spec homes that can be moved in within roughly 30 days.
Wow. Okay. Well, that's amazing. And most of these are inventory homes, or do you offer the options to customize from the ground up? I'm sorry?
I said they're all spec homes.
Oh,
We're
okay.
not offering ground up at this point.
Awesome. Okay. And do you have any buyer incentives at the moment?
We do. If you go with one of our preferred lenders, we can offer $5,000 off of the first $10,000 of upgrades and $5,000 towards prepaids and escrow items. We only have $1,000 binder deposit, and then we pay all closing costs with preferred lender as well.
Oh, wow. So someone, for example, someone military with a VA loan, they could literally just come in and put $1,000 deposit, get 100% financing, get their closing costs paid, and get into a brand new home, brand new construction.
Absolutely, and most likely get that $1,000 back at closing.
Wow, that's really powerful. I think that's amazing, and I hope that this resonates with the right people who have been perhaps wanting to find out how to get into a home, who are qualified, who have the means to do this, and are ready to get this, but just don't know how to do it. So I would encourage anyone to connect with you if they have any questions. What would be the best number to reach you at, Sarah?
My contact number is 904-439-2659.
Awesome. All right, girl. Well, thank you so much for joining us today. I appreciate you being here.
Thank you. Appreciate you.
All right. Talk soon.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
All right. Well, let me just go ahead and take this one out. Okay, here we are again. Okay, cool.
Oh, you are good.
All right. So what is up next? Okay, so we had Sarah with Adams Homes, and now what is happening in Jacksonville? This is the fun part.
I know what's happening this weekend. So if you pull that up, I think I have it. There we go. Perfect. So I pulled 3 things like I usually do to just go over for what's happening in Jacksonville this weekend. So we have the Home and Patio Show, which I have been at. I've actually been at as a vendor a couple years. So this is at the Prima Osborne Convention Center, and it actually starts today. So it's March 3rd through 5th. So essentially it is like a huge vendor show for everything related to your home, patio, everything. So they'll have everything they'll have food, they'll have a stage with different vendors, even like celebrities from HGTV to talk about like their experience flipping houses. They have hot tubs, they have garage stuff, interior designing. Like builders are there to help you find a home, like everything under the sun. So this is super fun. And even if you aren't like a homeowner, or if you aren't really looking at doing a big project, it's still just so fun to go and walk around and look at everything. And I really love that. Have you been to it before?
I think I have several years ago, and I bought some stuff for my house that I still have from that show. I think they had shower heads, they had all kinds of stuff for the kitchen. Yeah, I have been.
And many times they have like show discounts. So I have on the screen right here that it is open from 10 until 8 today and tomorrow, and 10 to 6 on Sunday. And the admission is $13 at the door. You can buy them in advance online for $11. And then they have, a children's and all of that. But they do have a couple cool things that today is Senior Day, and it's $5 if you're over 60, and also Hero Day. So if you have a military ID, first responders, police, EMS, you get in free today. And then Sunday, all teachers get in free. So a lot of the vendors will be doing like $1,000 off. If you do like painting your house, they'll give you like $1,500 off if you sign up at the show. So just kind of a fun thing that's out there this weekend. And then also we have the the Gate River Run. Let me get that. So this is
I gotta give you some props because you've been trying to get better with this, you know, how you're feeling. So I appreciate you even coming out and sharing this.
Yes, a little under the weather this week, but we're here and
it happens,
powering through. But yes, the Gate River Run, 15K. First off, I've never done the Gate River Run. Have you?
No, I haven't. I would love to.
I know. I'm like, I got to train for a couple years. And then
yes, I would definitely have to get ready for that too. Yeah.
Is basically it's the largest 15K in the country. So this is really fun. They also have a lot of like vendors that are out there. They have a lot of, you know, just fun at the end once you're at the finish line. So this is a really, really awesome, cool event. And if you don't plan on going, just beware, they do kind of close down some areas downtown for everybody to run through. So it might be a little wonky if you're downtown this weekend, just a heads up, but super, super fun event. And it's downtown, right there at the Jacksonville Fairgrounds.
Nice.
And the last one actually starts next week, but I couldn't talk about events that are coming up without talking about TPC. So TPC, the Players Championship, is one of the biggest golf tournaments in the country, even in the world. I mean, it is huge, and it is in Ponte Vedra here in Northeast Florida. So if you've never been to TPC, I think it is 1000% worth it. This is March 7th to March 12th. So it does start midweek next week, and it goes all the way through the end of next week. And every single day they're going to get like more people knocked off, and it'll start coming into like, you know, the top 20, the top 10, all of that. So if you've never been to TPC, it is a blast. They have concerts, tons of vendors, tons of swag you can buy. It is just a really fun time. I think you've been to TPC, right?
I have, and I found that it was very much like a social scene. I like golf, but you know, I'm not that much into it, but the scene was really what everybody was there for, you know, just reconnecting with people and, you know, great for networking. With the weather is always beautiful at this time of the year here in Northeast Florida. So and it's a beautiful venue. I remember the clubhouse at Sawgrass. It was really nice.
Well, and I feel like, and I'd have to Google it to be sure, but I think it used to be in May. And I think they moved it up to March because it used to be around Mother's Day. And I remember it hitting on that, but I think they moved it up. And I'm telling you, Jacksonville, Florida weather, that was probably the best thing they could have done. But yes, definitely fun. Take the family, go with friends, get dressed up, have fun, and just go hang out. So those are the 3 things for this week I wanted to talk about.
Awesome. And these are all family friendly. So, you know, this could be done with the kids or, you know, as a couple or either way. Lots of cool stuff to get into here in Jacksonville.
Yes.
All right, guys. So that's what we had for you guys today, just to kind of go over what we discussed. In this video, we shared with you guys how to sell your home and buy a new one at the same time. Shared 4 creative ideas as to how to do that. Again, if you want to see which one of these would be best for you, best thing to do is to connect with us. I've shared Delaney's phone number. I'm going to go ahead and put mine on the bottom of the screen too. If you're looking to sell your home so that you can buy a new one, I would love to be of service to you for that. I've got all the tools, the resources, the knowledge, the expertise to help you get there. So it's really easy to do. All you have to do is connect with us and we'll guide you from there. And then we also talked about the different mortgage options like the bridge loan. And then Sarah came up to share with us about her community with Adams Homes. And then lastly, tied it up with what's happening in Jax. So I think that was a great show. I hope you guys find it valuable. This is being shared on YouTube and Facebook. So please do share with anyone that you feel could benefit from this information.
Absolutely. And if you guys have any ideas for any topics, any questions, message us, leave it in the comments down below. And we can always touch on those in the next week as well.
Yep. And with that, we'll go ahead and we'll see you guys on the next video. Remember to be kind to one another and have a great weekend, everyone. Bye now.